What if this stage of your life is not a quiet ending, but a powerful return to what truly matters? As the years pass, the world may grow louder, faster, more demanding. Yet within you, something different is happening. A soft clarity, a deeper awareness, a quiet voice asking you to slow down, to reflect, to finally come home to yourself. You are no longer here to chase everything. You are here to understand what is worth keeping. This is not about aging. This is about awakening. In this video, you will discover 12 Buddhist lessons to help you focus your life with peace, purpose, and gentle wisdom. Let us begin. Lesson 1. Be present. The past is memory, the future is imagination. There is only one place where life truly exists, not in yesterday, not in tomorrow, but here. As the years pass, the mind often turns backward. Memories become more vivid. Moments replay themselves. Words spoken long ago return as if they were just said. At the same time, the future can feel uncertain. Questions arise, worries form, thoughts drift toward what may happen or what may not. But Buddhist wisdom offers a simple, powerful truth. The present moment is the only place where life unfolds. The past is a collection of memories. The future is a collection of thoughts. Only now is real. And yet, being present is not always easy. The mind has been trained for years to wander, to analyze, to compare, to revisit. Presence requires something different. It requires returning again and again to your breath, to your body, to what is in front of you. You do not need to force stillness. You simply need to notice. Notice the way your breath rises and falls. Notice the feeling of your hands resting. Notice the quiet sounds around you. These small moments are not insignificant. They are life itself. When you are present, something shifts. Regret begins to loosen. Worry begins to soften. The mind becomes quieter. You are no longer pulled in multiple directions. You are here. And in this space, there is a kind of peace that does not depend on circumstances. You do not need everything to be perfect to feel it. You only need to be aware. Try this gently. When your mind drifts into the past, acknowledge it without judgment. When it moves toward the future, notice it with kindness. Then bring it back, not forcefully, not critically, but softly, like guiding a wandering child back home. You have spent many years thinking about life. Now is the time to experience it. Not all at once, but moment by moment. This breath, this sensation, this quiet awareness. Life is not something you missed. It is something still unfolding, right now. Lesson 2. Accept impermanence and be in peace with change. Everything changes. This is one of the most fundamental teachings in Buddhism and one of the most difficult to fully accept. Over time, you begin to notice it more clearly. Your body feels different. Your routines shift. People enter and leave your life. Even the person you once were begins to feel like someone you remember rather than someone you are. At first, this can feel unsettling. You may find yourself comparing who you were then and who you are now, what you could do before and what feels harder today. But impermanence is not something to resist. It is something to understand. Nothing in life was ever meant to stay the same. Not youth, not strength, not circumstances. And yet, something within you remains. The awareness that notices these changes. The quiet presence that has been with you through every stage of your life. You are not the changes. You are the one witnessing them. When you begin to see this clearly, something softens. You no longer feel the need to hold on to what is already passing. You begin to flow with life instead of struggling against it. Think of the seasons. Each one arrives, stays for a time, and then gently fades. None of them try to remain longer than they are meant to. Aging is no different. It is not a mistake. It is not a failure. It is a natural unfolding. When you resist change, suffering increases. When you accept it, peace becomes possible. Acceptance does not mean you must like every change. It simply means you stop arguing with reality. You allow things to be as they are, and in that allowance, you begin to feel lighter. Try this practice. When you notice change, whether in your body, your emotions, or your life, quietly say to yourself, "This is the nature of life. It changes." Let those words settle. You may find that what once felt heavy begins to feel more natural, less like loss, more like transition. Impermanence gives life its depth. Because nothing lasts forever, every moment becomes more meaningful. Every connection becomes more precious. Every day becomes something to notice, rather than something to rush through. You are not losing life. You are seeing it more clearly than ever before. Lesson 3. Let go of what no longer serves you. There comes a moment in life when holding on becomes more exhausting than letting go. For many years, you may have carried things without question: responsibilities, expectations, old identities, emotional burdens that slowly became part of who you thought you were. But now, something within you begins to shift. You start to feel the weight. Buddhist wisdom teaches that attachment is the root of suffering. Not because love is wrong, but because clinging creates tension. It binds you to what has already passed, or what no longer aligns with your present self. As you grow older, life gently invites you to release. Not everything you carried was meant to stay. Some relationships taught you lessons, but were never meant to last forever. Some dreams guided you forward, but are no longer yours to pursue. Some regrets still echo, but no longer deserve your energy. Letting go is not loss, it is clarity. Imagine your life as a quiet room filled over decades. At first, everything inside felt necessary, meaningful, important. But over time, the room became crowded, heavy, difficult to move within. Letting go is opening space again. You are not erasing your past. You are simply choosing not to live inside it. Ask yourself gently, what am I still holding on to that no longer brings peace? Which thoughts return again and again without offering wisdom, only weight? Who am I trying to please at the cost of my own quiet happiness? There is no need to rush this process. Letting go can be slow, tender, sometimes uncomfortable. The mind resists release because it finds identity in familiarity, even when that familiarity causes pain. But the soul longs for lightness. Start small. Release one resentment. Step back from one draining obligation. Allow one old story about yourself to soften. You do not have to carry everything you have survived. In this stage of life, your focus is no longer on accumulation. It is on refinement. You are not adding more. You are becoming more clear. Each thing you release creates space for something deeper: peace, presence, freedom. Letting go is not the end of your story. It is the moment your story becomes simpler and more true. Lesson 4. Protect your inner peace. Choose your relationships wisely. There is a quiet wisdom that comes with age. the understanding that not all connections are meant to be maintained. In earlier years, relationships may have been shaped by obligation, family roles, social expectations, fear of loneliness, the need to belong. But now, something changes. You begin to value peace more than approval. Buddhist teachings remind us of the importance of Sangha, a supportive, mindful community. But Sangha is not about quantity, it is about quality. It is not about how many people surround you, it is about how you feel in their presence. At this stage of life, your energy becomes more precious, your time more meaningful, your emotional space more sacred. And with that comes a quiet permission. You do not have to stay connected to everyone. Some people bring calm, others bring confusion. Some listen, others demand. Some see you as you are. Others hold on to who you used to be. You are allowed to choose. This is not selfishness, it is wisdom. You can care for people without carrying them. You can love them without allowing them to disturb your peace. Ask yourself, who brings ease into my life? Who leaves me feeling drained or unsettled? Where do I feel most like myself? Peaceful relationships do not require performance. You do not need to explain yourself repeatedly. You do not need to prove your worth. You are simply accepted, and perhaps for the first time you begin to understand. Peace is not something you find, it is something you protect. This may mean fewer conversations, quieter days, more time alone. But solitude is not emptiness. It can become a space of restoration. In Buddhism, stillness is not something to avoid, it is something to cultivate. When you step away from noise, you begin to hear your own inner voice more clearly, and that voice will guide you. Choose relationships that feel like gentle presence, not pressure. Choose people who allow silence without discomfort. Choose connections that support your growth, not your exhaustion. You have spent a lifetime giving. Now is the time to be intentional about what you receive. Your peace matters, and not everyone is meant to have access to it. Lesson 5. Practice gratitude and simple joy. There comes a quiet turning point in life when you begin to realize that meaning is not something you must chase. It is something you notice. For many years, you may have believed that happiness lived somewhere ahead of you, in achievement, in success, in reaching certain milestones that promised fulfillment. And perhaps for a time, those things did bring a sense of purpose. But now, something gentler begins to emerge. You start to see that the most meaningful moments were never the loud ones. They were the quiet ones. A peaceful morning, a sincere conversation, a moment of stillness when nothing was missing. Buddhist wisdom teaches that suffering often comes not from what we lack, but from what we fail to appreciate. The mind is trained to look for what is absent, what could be improved, what is not yet complete. But gratitude shifts your attention. It brings you back to what is already here. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is not about ignoring difficulty or forcing positivity. It is about seeing clearly and choosing to acknowledge the small, simple things that sustain you. You may notice that as you age, your desires begin to change. What once felt important may now feel distant. What once excited you may now feel unnecessary. And in its place, something quieter begins to grow: contentment. In Buddhism, this is known as a deep form of joy, not excitement, not intensity, but a steady, grounded sense of enough. You do not need more to feel whole. You simply need awareness. Try this gently in your daily life. When you wake up, pause before your thoughts begin to rush. Notice that you are here, that you have been given another day, not as a burden, but as a possibility. Let that awareness settle. During the day, bring your attention to small experiences, the warmth of sunlight, the taste of food, the feeling of rest. These are not ordinary moments, they are life itself. Gratitude also softens comparison. You no longer measure your life against others. You no longer think in terms of what should have been or what could have been. Instead, you begin to say, "This is my life, and it is enough." This does not mean everything is easy. There may still be challenges, limitations, or uncertainties, but gratitude allows you to meet those moments without resistance. It creates space, and in that space, peace can grow. Each evening, you might reflect quietly, what did I appreciate today? Not something grand, something simple. Perhaps a moment of calm, a kind word, a quiet breath. Over time, this practice changes how you see the world. You begin to notice more, you begin to feel more connected. Life becomes less about searching and more about receiving. Meaning is no longer something distant. It is present in the way you live each moment, not in what you achieve, but in how deeply you experience what is already here. And in this awareness, you discover something profound. You do not need a different life to feel peace. You only need to see this life more clearly. Lesson 6. Practice compassion. As life moves forward, a deeper question often begins to arise within you. What truly remains? Not the roles you once held, not the titles you carried, not even the achievements that once defined you. What remains is the feeling you left in the hearts of others. Buddhist wisdom teaches that compassion is one of the highest forms of understanding. It is not simply kindness, and it is not something you perform for recognition. It is a way of being. Compassion begins when you recognize that every person you encounter carries their own struggles, their own fears, their own quiet pain that may never be spoken aloud. And in that recognition, something softens. You no longer react as quickly. You no longer judge as harshly. You begin to respond with understanding. At this stage of life, your presence holds a different kind of power. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to impress anyone. Simply being calm, patient, and attentive becomes a gift. When you listen without interrupting, you offer something rare. When you speak gently, you create space for peace. When you choose patience over reaction, you transform the moment. These actions may seem small, but they are not. They leave an imprint. People may forget what you said. They may forget the details of conversations, but they will remember how they felt around you. Safe, heard, respected. This is your legacy. Compassion also includes yourself, and this is often the most difficult part. As you reflect on your life, you may revisit moments of regret, decisions you wish you had made differently, words you wish you had not spoken. The mind can become critical, but compassion asks something else of you. It asks you to understand yourself as you would understand a dear friend. You did what you could. With the awareness you had at the time, you were learning, you were growing, you were navigating life the best way you knew how. There is no need to punish yourself for being human. Instead, you can offer yourself the same gentleness you offer others. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It is about releasing the weight of judgment. When you forgive yourself, you create space for peace. And from that peace, compassion naturally extends outward. Try this simple reflection. When you encounter someone, whether familiar or a stranger, Silently remind yourself, this person like me wants to be at peace. Let that thought guide your response. You may notice that your interactions begin to change. There is less tension, less resistance, more understanding. Compassion does not require perfection. It only requires presence, a moment of patience, a quiet act of kindness, a willingness to see beyond surface behavior. These are the things that remain, long after conversations end, long after circumstances change. In the end, your life is not measured by what you accumulated. It is felt through the way you treated others, through the calm you carried, through the understanding you offered, through the peace you shared. And in living this way, you create something lasting, not something that can be seen, but something that can always be felt. Lesson 7. Simplify your life to discover what truly matters. As the years pass, complexity often begins to lose its appeal. What once felt exciting, busyness, constant activity, endless goals, may now feel overwhelming or unnecessary. You begin to notice that much of what filled your time did not truly fulfill your heart. And slowly, a quiet desire emerges. The desire for simplicity. Buddhist wisdom teaches that much of our suffering comes not from life itself, but from the way we complicate it. Too many commitments, too many possessions, too many thoughts pulling us in different directions. Simplicity is not about having nothing. It is about having only what matters. When your life becomes simpler, your mind follows. There is less noise, less distraction, more clarity. You begin to see what is essential and what is not. This process often happens naturally with age. You may find yourself less interested in acquiring more things, less concerned with appearances, less willing to spend time on what feels meaningless. This is not loss. It is refinement. You are no longer trying to fill your life, you are trying to understand it. Look around your life gently. What do you truly need? Not what you were told to want, not what others expect you to value, but what genuinely brings you peace. It may be very simple. A quiet home, a small circle of meaningful relationships, time to reflect, moments of stillness. Simplicity also applies to your inner world. The mind often holds on to unnecessary complexity, overthinking, worrying, analyzing situations that no longer need attention. But clarity comes when you begin to let those patterns settle. You do not need to solve everything. You do not need to understand every detail of your past or control every possibility in your future. You can allow things to be simpler. Try this approach. When a thought becomes overwhelming, ask yourself, is this necessary right now? If not, gently set it aside. Return to what is in front of you. Simplicity creates space, and in that space, you begin to feel something deeper, peace that is not dependent on circumstances. You may also notice that your time feels different now, more valuable, more finite, more meaningful. And this awareness invites you to be intentional. Where do you want to place your attention? What deserves your energy? Not everything requires your involvement. Not everything deserves your concern. When you simplify your life, you are not missing out. You are choosing wisely. You are focusing on what truly matters. And often what matters most cannot be measured. It is found in presence, in connection, in quiet understanding. Simplicity also brings freedom. You are no longer tied to expectations that do not align with your truth. You are no longer carrying unnecessary weight. You move through life more lightly, more intentionally, more peacefully. In the end, a simple life is not an empty life. It is a full life, free from distraction. A life where each moment can be experienced more deeply. A life where you are no longer searching for meaning, because you are living it. Lesson 8. Make peace with solitude and discover inner stillness. There is a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. For much of your life, you may have been surrounded by people, responsibilities, conversations, and constant movement. There was always something to do, someone to respond to, somewhere to go. But as life changes, silence begins to appear. At first, this silence can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. The absence of noise may seem like emptiness. You may wonder if something is missing. But Buddhist wisdom invites you to see solitude differently. Solitude is not a void, it is a space where you are no longer distracted by the expectations of others, a space where you are not required to perform, explain, or prove anything, a space where you can finally meet yourself. In earlier years, being alone may have felt like something to avoid, but now it becomes an opportunity, an invitation to turn inward. When you sit quietly without distraction, you may notice how active the mind is. Thoughts appear, memories arise, feelings move through you. This is natural. The mind has been busy for many years. It does not become still immediately, but with patience, something begins to shift. You start to observe your thoughts instead of becoming them. You begin to notice emotions without being overwhelmed by them. You create space between yourself and your inner activity. And in that space, stillness emerges. Stillness is not the absence of thought. It is the absence of attachment to thought. You do not need to stop your mind. You simply allow it to settle, like water becoming calm after being stirred. Try this gently. Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Bring your attention to your breath, not to control it, not to change it, just to notice it. As thoughts arise, do not push them away, do not follow them. Simply acknowledge them and return to your breath. This simple practice is not about achieving something, it is about returning to yourself. Over time, solitude becomes less intimidating and more nourishing. You begin to enjoy your own presence. You discover that you are not empty, you are full of awareness. In solitude, you reconnect with parts of yourself that were once overlooked. Your thoughts become clearer. Your emotions become easier to understand. You begin to feel grounded. You may also notice that silence carries a certain kind of wisdom. When there is less external noise, your inner voice becomes easier to hear. Not the voice of fear or doubt, but the quiet voice of understanding. The voice that guides without urgency. The voice that knows when to act and when to rest. Solitude also allows healing. When you are constantly distracted, there is no space to process what you have experienced. But in stillness, emotions can move freely. Old tension can soften. You are no longer running from yourself. You are sitting with yourself. And that is where peace begins. This does not mean you must isolate yourself from the world. It simply means you learn to value time alone. Not as something lacking, but as something meaningful. You are no longer dependent on constant interaction to feel complete. You are comfortable in your own presence, and from that comfort, your interactions with others become more genuine. You are not seeking distraction, you are sharing presence. Solitude becomes your foundation, a place you can always return to. A place where nothing is required, and everything is allowed. In this quiet space, you realize something profound. You are not alone. You are with yourself, and that is enough. Lesson 9. Release the need for control and trust the flow of life. For much of your life, control may have felt necessary. Planning, organizing, anticipating outcomes, trying to shape events in ways that felt safe or predictable. Control can create a sense of security, but it also creates tension, because life does not always follow your plans. Buddhist wisdom teaches that much of our suffering comes from trying to control what is inherently uncertain. We try to hold on to outcomes, to prevent change, to shape reality according to our expectations. But life continues to move, regardless of our efforts. As you grow older, this truth becomes more visible. You begin to see that many things were never within your control. Circumstances changed. People made their own choices. Paths unfolded in unexpected ways. And perhaps despite all efforts, life still moved according to its own rhythm. This realization can feel unsettling at first, but it also offers something freeing. You do not have to control everything. You can allow life to unfold. Letting go of control does not mean becoming passive. It does not mean you stop caring or stop participating in life. It means you release the illusion that everything must happen according to your expectations. You still take action, but you are less attached to the outcome. You still care, but you are less consumed by the result. This creates a different kind of experience. There is less pressure, less anxiety, more openness. You begin to trust the process, not because everything will always go the way you want, but because you understand that you can meet whatever arises. Trust is not about certainty. It is about confidence in your ability to adapt. Try this reflection. Think about moments in your life that did not go as planned. At the time, they may have felt difficult or even painful. But with distance, you may see that those moments shaped you in ways you could not have predicted. They brought growth, understanding, new directions. Life has a way of unfolding beyond your expectations. When you release control, you begin to experience life more fully. You are no longer resisting what is happening. You are engaging with it. This does not remove challenges, but it changes your relationship to them. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "How can I meet this moment with awareness?" This shift is subtle, but powerful. It transforms struggle into learning, resistance into acceptance, tension into flow. You may also notice that when you stop trying to control everything, your mind becomes quieter. There are fewer what-if thoughts, fewer attempts to predict the future. You begin to live more in the present, responding rather than reacting, allowing rather than forcing. Life becomes less of a battle and more of a journey. You are no longer trying to dominate the path. You are walking it. With awareness, with patience, with trust. And in this way you discover a deeper kind of peace, not the peace of certainty, but the peace of acceptance. Lesson 11. Embrace forgiveness to lighten your heart. As the years pass, the heart can carry many things, memories, experiences, moments of joy, and moments of pain. Some of these memories are easy to hold, others are heavier, unresolved conflicts, words that were never spoken, situations that did not end as you hoped. These experiences can remain within you, quietly shaping how you feel. Buddhist wisdom teaches that holding on to resentment does not protect you. it burdens you. Forgiveness is not about saying that what happened was right. It is about choosing not to carry its weight any longer. When you hold on to anger or resentment, it continues to affect you. It occupies your thoughts. It influences your emotions, even if the situation has long passed. Forgiveness is a way of releasing that hold, not for the other person, but for yourself. You may think that forgiveness requires closure or an apology, but often those things do not come, and waiting for them can keep you stuck. Forgiveness does not depend on external conditions. It is an internal decision, a quiet choice to let go. This does not happen all at once. It can be a gradual process. You may begin by simply acknowledging what you feel, without judgment, without suppression. Allow the emotion to be present. Then gently ask yourself, is holding on to this bringing me peace? If the answer is no, you may begin to loosen your grip. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means you are no longer allowing the past to control your present. You are choosing peace over attachment. This also applies to yourself. Self-forgiveness can be even more difficult. You may revisit past decisions and judge yourself with the knowledge you have now, but you must remember, you were not the person you are today. You were learning, growing, navigating life as best you could. Holding on to self-judgment does not change the past. It only creates suffering in the present. You can choose differently now. You can respond to your past with understanding, with compassion, with acceptance. Forgiveness lightens your heart. It creates space where there was once tension. It allows you to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. You may find that as you forgive, your perspective shifts. You begin to see situations more clearly, with less emotion, more understanding. This does not erase what happened, but it changes how it lives within you. Your past becomes a source of wisdom, not pain, and in that transformation, you find peace. Lesson 12. Accept yourself fully and live with quiet confidence. There is a deep peace that comes when you stop trying to become someone else. For much of your life, you may have adjusted yourself to meet expectations. You may have tried to fit roles, to meet standards, to align with what others believed you should be. But over time, those efforts can feel exhausting. And gradually, a question begins to arise. What if I simply accept myself as I am? Buddhist wisdom teaches that suffering often arises from resistance. Resistance to circumstances, resistance to change, resistance to oneself. Self-acceptance is the release of that resistance. It does not mean you stop growing. It means you stop rejecting who you are. You begin to see yourself clearly, your strengths, your limitations, your experiences, without needing to judge them. You understand that you are not perfect, but you are whole. There is nothing missing that you must become. There is only what you already are, waiting to be accepted. This acceptance creates a quiet confidence, not the kind that seeks attention, but the kind that feels steady, grounded. You no longer compare yourself to others. You no longer measure your worth against external standards. You simply exist as yourself. And that is enough. This confidence does not need validation. It does not need approval. It comes from within, from knowing that you are not trying to be something you are not. You are simply being. You may notice that this changes how you move through the world. You speak more honestly. You act more naturally. You feel less pressure to perform. There is a sense of ease. You are no longer divided between who you are and who you think you should be. You are aligned. Self-acceptance also allows you to appreciate your journey, all that you have experienced, all that you have learned, all that you have become. Nothing is wasted. Every moment has shaped you. And in accepting that, you begin to feel a deeper sense of peace. You are not incomplete. You are not behind. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And from this place, life becomes simpler, more honest, more meaningful. You are no longer searching for yourself. You have found yourself. As you reflect on these lessons, remember that this stage of life is not something to fear. It is something to understand. You are not fading. You are becoming clearer. Each moment offers you the opportunity to live with more awareness, more peace, and more intention. You do not need to rush. You do not need to prove anything. You only need to be present and live gently. If these words resonated with you, consider subscribing to our channel, Mindfulness. Your presence here supports the sharing of peace, wisdom, and reflection with others who may need it. Take a slow breath. Allow these lessons to settle within you. And as you move forward, may you live with calm, clarity, and quiet strength. Until next time, be present, be kind, and continue your path with peace.